The Silesian Blues Trail. Good morning. We cordially welcome you to our next podcast, The Silesian Blues Route. My guest today is Jan Garach. Hello again, Jan. Good morning. Jan said, "Good morning." Lecturer said, "Do you think the blues has changed since the moment you have entered this world?" Jan said, "I never thought of myself as a strictly blues person. I always considered myself more of a rock musician. I've always been judged, and I felt good about it. As a progressive musician, I liked AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. I liked the open music of the Allman Brothers Band. In addition, I liked B.B. King even more, but looking at this, that I love the band Queen, and I have one B.B. King or John Lee Hooker, and I listen to many English rock bands. Whether you can already say metal, not to be confused with Metallica, and metal as a music genre, it's about the kind of bands that started playing harder. I wouldn't put myself in the category of such a literal bluesman. I play this kind of music and I really like it, but I don't think I could stand it. The whole concert by playing only the blues. Some people call me a squirrel, so I just couldn't take it. I wouldn't be able to play the whole concert. I couldn't stand just playing the blues, or I'd fall asleep in there. People are laughing anyway that I sleep because I have my eyes closed when I play," the lecturer said. "It's a full focus." Jan said, "Yes, otherwise I perceive the world. That's what it always looks like. It's weird with the blues, you know. America to me, when it comes to the blues, stops at the original blues. It's mostly 12 bars and most of them play it. These American bands that started to expand that species, like Armani or Derek Trucks, they're one of the blues frontier. They can't be thrown into one of the categories. Are they rock or blue or jazz? They had very open minds. I kind of look at my music that way too. As far as Europe is concerned, it is as far as I'm concerned. It started opening and expanding the blues genre. The musicians did not want to lock themselves in on only 12 bars. They always wanted to add something, to develop the species. It seems to me that the European blues is developing at the moment, and the American one stayed with the original playing." Lecturer said, "And is there any artist who has it in for you? The greatest influence or influencer?" Jan said, "Very different artists." Lecturer said, "Were you able to meet any of them?" Jan said, "I met Derek Trucks. I saw him at his concert, Government Mule Syndrome. I was at the concert by Warren Haynes, who was a guitarist for the Allman Brothers Band. Part of his team I performed as a guest in Warsaw. They have an influence on me." Lecturer said, "Was it like the jam band? Is that what a child's dream is?" Jan said, "First you listen to these musicians and then you play with them. They have a very different approach to it. You're a professional musician, you're invited, yeah, but it's something else. Maybe I shouldn't compare it, but when a colleague invites you and you're going to play with them, it's the same rank. I'm going just like I was going to. I don't know what to call it. It's my job to play. I was invited by a colleague. I'm going to play with him. But on the other hand, I stayed invited by the jam team. I knew them too. So technically they're my friends, of course. But I'm going to play with them. But it's something other. This is the fulfillment of children's dreams, even though they are, and are so, my colleagues. It's like someone else invited me. I wouldn't say we are in the same rank of playing. These are the stars of Poland, of course. These are my colleagues too. However, it was the fulfillment of my childhood dreams, and in that way, yes, I do. And I don't have to get paid for it to perform with them. Because it's just what I've always dreamed of." Lecturer said, "It's the kind of experience that can't be translated to any level. It's impossible." Jan said, "It's hard to say whether influences, experience, do have an impression of it, because every concert is different." Lecturer said, "The listeners are always living matter. It is a lively meeting with public. Every audience is different. No two concerts are alike." Jan said, "Often at blues festivals, it's like that a lot of drunk people run and that's why they came to this festival." Lecturer said, "I don't think so. Just to have a drink?" Jan said, "Well, here's the problem. Sometimes it looked like they've come just to have a drink. When I was younger, I played first, so I knew they'd hear me. But when I started playing the concert where I was playing with a guest star, or I was the last one to play, it's part of the cruise at festivals. She didn't even know we were playing. Either that, or they didn't make it because they were dancing, so they didn't know it had already started. This is the moment when sometimes it's annoying. I'm glad people come to play. Everything is for everyone, but I'm not a fan of it. To forbid people to drink, just like that, takes place at some festivals. You can't, and that's that. It's all locked up. Everything is for people, but the problem is that there will be such people that just can't behave. So here we go. In the middle of the concert, someone screams to the artist between tracks. You know what I mean? Lecturer said, that doesn't necessarily mean encore, encore. Jan said, you need to know when to get off the stage. Lecturer said, or do you have someone you'd like to work with? Jan said, while he's still alive, with Clapton, it'd be great to play just once. I'd like to play, for example, with Page, with Blunt. These are the stars you listen to, and he's still listening to. I'd like to perform with Derek Trucks. This is one of my favorite guitarists. So I'd have to simply exist on the international arena and play with him, right? That would be so cool. Lecturer said, that's what I wish you. That's all for today. Thank you, Jan. Jan said, thank you. Lecturer said, as part of the Silesian Blues Trails, you can download the application, and after in it, you will find 3 positions. The map we click on will move us to Google Maps. That's where we'll get the designated route. We can also go to the profile of the place. After you check in at your place, you will get access to places that well-known artists will speak about. Apart from which, of every place in the app, it has its brief description. For example, we have a restaurant called White Elephant. In the description, we will find a short general information about this place, i.e. years of operation, the full name of the place, and who you could meet there. Each place has its own short note. In addition, at the end of the description, there is information that White Elephant is told by Jarosław Raciącki, historian of the Silesian Museum, Maciej Radajewski, guitarist of Czesław Niemin and Kuszak, or vocalist Janusz Hraniewicz. Besides, we can look at pictures of this place. We have characters associated with the place. After clicking on given figures, show us a short biographical note. We also have all the films listed in a specific place, which combine with the work of a given artist. If we can visit all 30 seats, await our reward. I encourage you to walk alone along the Silesian Trail Blues and discover it on your own. The main originator and creators materials that have been used in application along the Silesian Blue Trails is Wojtek Myrek. This project is funded by government budgets. The podcasts have been read by Braden Buddy.